Hello, love, and welcome to Messages from Heaven. I am your host, Jeanne Street, God-based medium, healer, and author. Today's episode carries a really incredible sacred transmission. What you're about to hear is a moment from inside of the sanctuary where we go beyond surface level healing into the deep work of the soul. In this session, I shared a teaching on soul fragments, how trauma, fear, and unhealed emotions create energetic separation that keeps us from fully living in our divine wholeness. So you're going to have a front row seat to hear how our emotions and our thoughts and our body are all connected, and how aligning with love rather than the conditioning within the fear, the things that we've learned, truly can restore us. As you listen in, I invite you to lean into the words, lean into what lands for you, feel them, because this is how God is talking to you. It's how He's bringing you what you need at the exact time that you need it. All right, I'll see you at the other side. So we talked about soul fragments. It's one layer, it's one level of understanding the energy that's within us. In the past, I've shared with you the emotional staircase, and Beth will catch you up to speed. The emotional staircase is the emotions that we go through, 1 being 0 being the lowest, 1 being the lowest, like the lowest you've ever felt, 10 being the highest. 10 is source, it's God, it's divine, it's holy, it's love, it's pure. And you've had those experiences. You've also had the other experiences, which are lower. So when it comes to soul fragments, it's one level of what we go through in order to remember God. So we do have experiences that were very big or large for us in the physical body. So you're not the body though. You're not this, right? You're light. You're a soul. You are innately love. It's the truth. And you've come in to be housed in this physical world. That being said, in the physical world, your body will be conditioned by the things that you've picked up along the way, you've learned along the way, you've experienced along the way. Those things create emotion and they create feeling. Emotion and feeling come into thoughts. So we talk about the loop. We talk about how our brain loops, and we have lots of thoughts and lots of things going on, lots of micromanaging, or as it was recently referenced to me as, where is it? I got to give it to you because it was so good. Ego fantasy. I was like, ooh, that's really good, right? Because what happens when we have been conditioned from religion, from parents, from teachers, from our surroundings, and you're highly sensitive, highly attuned, right? That's why you read the room. It's why you do what you do to be safe, and you bring all that in and you try to make sense out of it. That fragments you. That keeps you away from your truth, from your soul light. You can't be your highest version, your soul self, when the brain, when the energy, it's constantly shuffling emotions and feelings that are trapped. So which comes first, the emotion or the thought? Where does it, well, they kind of are mixed together. It's kind of like, is it the chicken or the egg, right? It's kind of you can't really answer it because it's always going to be present. So here we have this physical body, and it has lots of experiences, and it has lots of different ways it moves about. So we can identify with, hey, that doesn't feel good. Hey, I feel, like I don't want to go and see you. We can get really emotional, we can get really heightened, and that is all body, right? Are you with me? And if we leave our body meaning we leave it being exactly how it's running on this old programming, with emotions getting triggered, because they get triggered, they can't not, because the programming is going on. You're going to come across, because you're going to manifest, because it's an energy, it's behind the scene. You're always going to call back into you that same scenario in a new way. So now you're always trying to manage how your life is going. And this can look like staying home. I have a lot of clients who are like, I can't go out in the world, Jeannie. You don't understand. I can't be out in the world because I just feel everything. So I got to stay home and I got to manage. And so that's like a self-imprisonment, right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And we each have that in our own language. A self-fulfilling prophecy based on the emotions and the looping that happens, not our soul truth, not at all tuning into what our soul is here to do, here to become, here to receive, here to give. We don't have that constant connection, because when the energy is enlivened within us around those emotions and it's running all the time, it's running rampant, it's blah, 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 there's no room, there's no space for truth. So I just did this post on, and maybe you guys saw the email or not, but it was around, our emotional well-being. There's buzzwords around nervous system regulation. Like if we, the wellness world is like, if you just change your thoughts, if you just change your thoughts, you'll change your life. Yeah, no, it's not really how it works. Because you could think, I love money. I love money. I love money. I love money. And I want money. I want money. I desire money. You could think it and you can say affirmations and money loves me and money loves me. But if your system is opposing to that, if your system has an imprinted belief system that you've picked up, whether it's from conditioned of your parents, their lack, or what you picked up in the world, and that's running behind the scenes, you don't believe yourself. You don't believe what you're saying, so there's a disconnect. You can say it, you can say it, you can say it, but emotionally, you're charging and you're constantly going in the other direction. So teaching the body gives it information. It realigns to possibility. It realigns to love. So teaching the body through movement, through prayer is a movement, through smiling. Smiling is a movement. I'm going to just invite you, come to smile with me. I just want you to smile. Just try smiling. Smile. Smile because you can. Smile, smile, smile. And maybe even give a little giggle. Yeah, give yourself a little giggle. Go ahead and roll your shoulders, close your eyes, and smile some more. Smile some more. Smile, smile, smile. Smile from the depth of your being. Smile all the way down to your butt. Feel it there. Feel it in your feet. Smile, take a breath in and smile even more, like, oh my gosh, smiling feels so good. Smile. Your face feels tingly. You're just like, hey, wait, what? Now what you've done is you inform the body. You've taught the body it feels good to feel good. Smiling feels good. Cool. Emotion can come in really quickly and be like, that's really stupid. Storylines start coming, the Lifetime movies, everything's sucking, it's all getting depleted. She's crazy. What is she saying? But the more we practice with prayer and moving our body, through smiling, through dancing, through tapping, through reinforcing the truth, those emotions will start to reveal themselves. We're not stuffing them away. We're not pushing them away. We're not pretending they don't exist. We're inviting them in. We're being curious when they come up, when they arise, like, hey, smiling is really stupid. And we can go like, ooh, is that mine? Where did that come from? Did I pick this up? we can start to shift, because that's what's blocking the heart. That's what's blocking our truth. That's what's blocking our ability to really manifest, to really move clearly in the world. So here we have soul fragments, which is our unique soul's journey, parts of us that were left behind because it was too much. We didn't have the tools or the guidance or the knowledge of how to move through that really big, horrible, hard thing. And so a piece of us had to get left behind, and that changes our brain when it comes on board back to that original. So that's why it feels like we have those two personalities. That's one thing. The second part is these energies, these emotions and feelings that create thoughts that are built off of that, and built off of just being a human. You're human, you can't not have these. Those also have an energy and a frequency. So we don't want to just do soul fragment work. We also want to pay attention to what's coming up in our thoughts, to be real with ourselves, to allow ourselves to, vomit on a page of our journal. It'd be like everything on the outside, so I can pray over and I can look at, is this real? Does this come into my truth, or is this a programming that I'm conditioned to believe? Because our body will choose a familiar hell over something new positive every single day. So we need to teach it. We need to reprogram it. We need to understand that we can't get to our soul truth. We can't move into those higher elevations of the emotional staircase to be with the divine, to have that be our truth, until we learn that our body is moving, and it's moving to the programming that it came in for. This is the soul's journey, right? The soul's journey isn't to nix all of that, to forget all of that, to deny all that, because what happens if we do, well, then we could have a new life with the same problems. We could energetically, have a karmic imprint that won't heal. We could keep that in our lineage, and our children's children will work through it. So a lot of what you are moving through didn't just originate in you. Didn't originate in you because epigenetics teaches us, like what we've always known, which is now science is catching up and saying, your cells, your soul has always been. It's always been. So your cells were present in your grandmother before she even had your mother, before your mother even got pregnant with you. Your soul's always been here. It's always been part of the system. You are light. You are part of the divine. And so our calling is to move closer to God, not further away. And our logic mind can take over, can confuse. So the difference between our higher or our soul consciousness when we receive information is it's really matter of fact. That wisdom that comes in, and I know you all have had these experiences, well, all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you know this. It's just like really matter of fact. Has no emotion to it. That's God wisdom right there. Right? It's just boom. It's like a mic drop moment, and you're like, oh, cool. But if those are far and few between, then this is what we need. This is the work we need to do to pay attention. Where am I tuning into? What am I tuning into? What am I reprogramming my body every day with? And can I just break and smile? And I guarantee you, if you just throughout the day pause and smile, if you give yourself 60 seconds of holding a smile when you're frustrated, if you hold that smile when something really bad and yucky is going on in your life, and you're like, God, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you smile and you hold it and you hold it and you teach your body to hold it, you'll feel God's grace within you. You'll receive wisdom. You'll receive everything that you need, the energy to move through that really hard, challenging thing. That's the matter of fact part of it. So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to come in here today with, does this make sense? Are you understanding that you are more than your body. You are more than the experiences that you've had in this lifetime. And I moved quickly today, so it's a lot. If you need a minute, we'll take a minute. But does anybody have any questions here? You have to ask your heart. How do you know this is true? It's a sense, right? It's the higher sense. It's the soul sense, right? So my guess, Beth, is that you are here because you sense there's something more. I trust that you are a highly intuitive woman and that you know what's right and best for your soul. You know. And the conflict that might happen isn't that it's your higher consciousness, it's the lower part, it's the body. It's the physical experiences that want to challenge what the soul knows is real and true. So what does your soul know? Like, what does your soul know? What is the intelligence of the soul? The intelligence of the soul is always going to have a higher perspective. The intelligence of your soul is going to guide you to a view above problem and out of trying to solve. How you know that you're more in the physical is that you're looping in that ego, like loop that, you're trying to solve, and that's why you can't sleep, and you're thinking, you're like, I don't know, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. You're a physical being then. You're stuck, you're trapped, you're in the physical, and everything stays physical. When you're in your highest soul self, when you're in the truth of your soul, that's where the infinite possibilities are. That's where you write the book. You have no idea, you just do it. You just move through it because you're in a trust, you're in a, you're not in an argument. When you're not arguing with God, when you're not arguing with those nudges, when you're in the alignment and you're like, yes, 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 there's a different sensation that you have. That's a heightened, a higher emotional state on that staircase. That's more divine. You're being guided, you're being led, your faith is there. When you're on the lower half of that staircase, you're more in the physical world. You're still fighting. You're trying to figure it out. Make sense? Right. So I believe that the soul knows, right? The soul knows, and it always leads, even if we are unaware, even if we're being, guided by the body, we end up in places, in groups like this, or retreats, or we end up buying a book and we're like, why did I get this? Like, what is this about? And what we can notice are if the stories are the same, like we're still looping and we're still fantasizing and we're still trying to solve, that we're still in the physical part of it. We're not in the miraculous part. And this is our call to action. It's not get more thinking going, try harder, get the books, lean in, study more. It's get outside, smile, move my body. Can I move the same as the wind? Can I receive the sunlight? Can I get some divine intervention here, angels? And every single time when you call on the higher realm, when you call on your angels, when you call on the divine, you will be provided for. And the only time that you won't notice it is when you're stuck in your loop. Because it's always there. It can't not be. They're always there. Leading you, guiding you, showing you. And when people come and they're like, my loved one doesn't come and visit me. They must be mad. I didn't do the right thing. How they die? They, are they okay? Where's the money? Like they have all these questions. It's all very egoic. It's all very serving the pain. Always, it's always serving their wound of they didn't do something right. And every single time, I don't care what the storyline is, their loved one comes through, and it's like, I love you. I'm here. It's okay. They don't hold any drama, any like conditions, or any like, oh, I wish you did it this way. No, no, they're not attached to it, because when we are free of the physical, there's no problem. So our true goal in this life is to move into a higher state of consciousness where this isn't the problem. It's not something to overcome. All right, my love. Now that you've heard about soul fragments, now that you've leaned in a little further, I would love to know your takeaways. What came up for you? Knowing that your nervous system calms when your energy stabilizes, when your heart is open, and when you are actually receiving the guidance and the clarity from that divine consciousness from heaven, that is super yummy. If you're ready to step into something new, I'm going to invite you into the sanctuary. The link is in the show notes. The doors are open now, and we are leaning in so deep this month. I know you're going to love it. And the added bonus of the sanctuary isn't just that we meet every Thursday, so we meet every single week. We also have a private Voxer group. This lets us go beyond what comes in the call. We get a chance to marinate. We get a chance to move the muscles of this new teaching, and then we come into the Voxer and we're able to talk and commune. So it's an ongoing growth experience that's purely lovely. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode. May God bless you and have a beautiful rest of your day.